When attaching, removing the lens, avoid direct sunlight, strong light sources. Also be careful not to drop the camera. This is good information. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are unboxing the Canon C400. This is a camera system that I've been waiting for some time. I'm finally going to be able to upgrade to a full frame camera system coming from the C70, which was a crop frame, obviously Super 35, and it had its limitations, but the C70 is an outstanding camera. It's been my workhorse for the past 2.5 years now. Basically, my workflow is wedding films, music videos, interviews, corporate events, and highlight videos for promotionals, website videos, website landing videos, and small business ads for Facebook and social media and that sort of thing. So I do a little bit of everything. And versatility has been one of those things that I really rely on when it comes to my cameras. I have two Canon R5s, I have a C70, and now I have a C400 to add to the kit. So let's go ahead and unbox this camera, see what it's all about, give you a real world experience from a guy who makes money with cameras. I should note that these videos are also for my archive because I like to see the camera as it is, as I unbox it. Because I know I'm going to be mounting it on the rigs, I'm going to be taking it out to the studios, I'm going to be taking it out of the field, and it's going to get messed up, it's going to get dirty, it's going to get scratched up. So this is a good archive to see the camera in its pristine condition. Price-wise, this was, I got the receipt here, $7,999, which you can look at that as a liability, and it is a liability if you don't use this camera. But if you take it out in the field and start making money with it, you're going to more than pay for itself in less than a couple of months. So just keep that in mind. Camera gear is what you make it. It's a liability or it's an asset. All right, the C400, it's not commercially branded like you would see on the R5s because these aren't going to be on the shelf at the store at your Best Buy. These are at a warehouse somewhere. Literature that I'll give to my wife for her to get the warranty going. So look, that's what comes in the box. You can see very neat. Organized. We'll go through it one by one. We will start with the top handle, much like your C70. This will be your monitor mount, charging cable, your battery, microphone mount, your charging plate. Here's your actual monitor, which is very nice, a lot more robust than what comes on your C70. Your USB-C cable, got plenty of those. Some tools for your mounting. Now for the actual, and let me get configured here. There she is. A lot different than your C70, obviously. This has that traditional cinema box style look. Some people will love, some people will hate. I personally love this style of a camera. You have all of your buttons and all of your functions right here, so you can have minimal interaction with your back panel here, so you can get those V-mounts flush. There's a little switch for your media ports here, but the selling factor for me was the CF Express Type B, which anything that's shooting good quality cinema, such as your 8K, your 6K, RAW formats, they're utilizing the CF Express card ports. So that was a big selling feature to me over the C80 and the C70. Illuminated buttons, I can't tell you how many times I've been in a dark venue filming and I can't break out my flashlight to look at the buttons. You just have to kind of memorize where they are. Well, now they're illuminated. So configuration wise, you'll have a lot of options to mount some plates to this, rails, your V-mounts, which I'll intend to do. But that's another thing I love about cameras is building the kit. There's no two cameras alike. You just build it and configure it to how you work and your workflow, what works best for you. I'm going to go ahead and get it lightly configured for how I might use it on the upcoming job I have tomorrow. We'll get started. This handle is a lot more robust in feel than the C70 I'm used to. So with a camera like this, I always recommend running two sources of audio. For weddings, when you're running and gunning, I'm always going to have the bride and groom laved up, especially for the ceremonies. Then I'll have the guests laved up for the toasts. I'll have a secondary recording going on with the H6, my Zoom recorder, which I'll plug into the DJ port. And then I'll have a shotgun mic giving me a third source of audio. Two screws right into the side of the top handle. And then you have your mini XLR adapter, which you'll need, and you can plug that into one of these two ports. All right, so this is the build configuration. Very nimble, considering this is a 6K full frame camera. I'm going to use it tomorrow for my first gig with it, and that'll be for an all-day wedding. In the future, I do plan on putting a cage on this, doing some V-mounts, getting rid of this top handle. I'll probably put a larger monitor, but so far, this monitor isn't bad. It's plenty bright, it's got touchscreen function, it's all good. Configuration, the C400, proud to introduce this to the kit, and I'm looking forward to all the work I'll do with it. The autofocus in this with a back illuminated sensor is supposed to have enhanced autofocus, so I'm going to pair it with one of my lenses here and see what we get. This is a 24-105 f2.8, so let's see how the autofocus performs. Yeah, the autofocus is working. It's working really nice. So your button layout here is pretty straightforward, but I'll go through it. You have your ND controls right here for your internal ND. These things are money. I love them on my C70. Magnification, peaking, waveform, slow and fast motion, so you can quickly go between your 120 frames or creative frame rates and your standard frame rates. You have your shutter and your ISO controls here. You have a custom function dial or a select dial. Power button up here, your media playback right there. You have audio status there, which brings up your audio controls. You have your illumination button back here to light up all your buttons if you're in on studio or in a dark scene. You have some custom buttons down here, 9 and 10, but by default, that's your white balance and your index button. On the back, another function button, or custom joystick type situation, a menu and a cancel button, and yeah, let's go ahead and go into menu. So it should be worth noting that this is a 6K camera, but only if you're filming in a RAW file format. I should note that this has a touchscreen, not only for your focus, but for your menu controls, which is really nice. I would highly recommend setting up your favorites, so when you're on the go, you can quickly access some of the things you would utilize the most, such as your frame rates and custom picture profiles, things of that nature. I would also engage your log settings, and you can also go to your HDMI and set the LUT preview for the Rec 709 conversion on your screen here, so you're getting an accurate representation of the colors. But the screen is a huge advantage over the C70 being touchscreen, and then of course you also have your standard buttons and joysticks, not only on the screen itself, but on the side handle and on the body. So you have many different options of navigating through the screen. One thing I'll mention is that this is always going to be at your standard resolution of 4K unless you go into your RAW picture profiles, or your RAW codecs, I should say. So I'm in RAW LT right now, and as you can see, we're getting a main resolution of 6,000 by 3,164 pixels. I'm at a frame rate of 60, which is the max frame rate you can go. You got 23, your lowest. And then we can back out of there, and then we have our main recording destination to our CF Express card port, which is only going to be media you can record to if you're in RAW. So if I go out of RAW and go to my standard, what I usually format my camera to be, is 10-bit XFABC 422, and you can see it goes back down to 4,000 by 2,000 intraframe. But my bitrate is much higher than the C70, and I still am at 60 frames. If you want to go to 120 frames, you got to switch your record mode to slow and fast motion to access that 120 frames. All right, that's been a quick overview of the C400, my first impressions and the unboxing. The autofocus works great. I love the button layout. I love the touchscreen, and I love the full frame and the added resolution I can get out of this camera. Still, the C70 is going to be out there with me working jobs, so I'm excited to have these two cameras working side by side. Going out to filming a gig today, like I mentioned, packing up now for that, so I'll have a part 2 of this video talking about the footage and how it handles on commercial projects, and I plan on doing another video for the creative aspect of this camera, shooting more like short films, cinematic sequences, and music videos. So stay tuned, consider subscribing if you like content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.